It is time to get raw. It is time to get down. It is time for the number one source of all things WWE right here at the Turnbuckle Tavern. I'm one half of the crew this week. Your reigning, defending, undisputed RAWDOWN champion, the one, the only, Cody Rhodes, the Rhodes who should have won. And with me is the one and the only. He is the most valuable player of the tavern and of the Pod Foundation and Chick-fil-A Show MVP Marco. What's up, Marco?
Nothing much. Yeah, seems like it's a little light crew this week. I wonder what happened.
Well, you know, the young puke. He's upset that he lost his title, so you know he's soaking up his tears with the tissues that from the Mania week, but you know we're here to cover things. So
he's just laying down on the mat with a rubber chicken next to his head.
Yes, exactly. He's got the rubber chicken. He's choking the chicken right now. Goddamn, Val. I forgot about that. That is great. I'm glad. I don't know who did that. So. Let's get on with the show.
Yeah, because Cody actually brings it up.
Yeah,
his promo. So yeah, we'll talk about that.
It reminds me, Marco. You'll appreciate this from being from Massachusetts. There was a Bills Patriots game years ago where a foreign object made them.
Oh my God! Yeah, foreign object. Yeah, made its way onto the field.
Yeah.
You
can look that up if you want.
Rightfully so.
I was going to start the show this week. I didn't think we were talking about that foreign object. But, we're live, pal.
Someone needs to meme that. Someone needs to bring up the comparison of Cody with the chicken and the infamous foreign object.
If only we could know somebody who could do that. Oh, man. Anyways, yes, we got a action-packed show. Kind of actually I say that it's kind of a light week, but kind of feels like the steam from WrestleMania is going away a little bit. But we got some things to talk about. So I guess we just need to just do it to it, Lars. Let's head outside the ropes.
Outside the ropes.
All right. Well, like I said, some light news we'll talk about real quick, and then we'll get into the meat of the week between Raw and SmackDown. But first thing I want to talk about, Logan Paul. He's re-upped.
Yep.
He's back, baby. I don't think there was really much of a surprise there, to be honest with you. He did sign it looks like it to be a 3-year deal. So he's back for a good stretch. I didn't even realize it was a 1-year deal. It was up until, right before Mania, I guess, when all the rumors were saying, oh, he's April 1st is his contract day. What's going to happen? Look, they got figures, they got merch coming out for him.
Yeah.
There's no, they got that Ultimate coming out. So there's no way he wasn't about to, they were about to go away with that, So, it's cool, What's kind of your initial thoughts on that?
My first thoughts are everyone thought that that picture was a Photoshop picture, the one of him and Triple H, minus Stephanie McMahon, and he came out and obviously proved that it wasn't. But they're like, oh, why is Stephanie gone? Well, obviously she's not with the company anymore, so why would she be in the picture with him? Obviously, Triple H does that pose all the time.
Right.
It's the point. It's if you're a wrestling fan, that's a Triple H pose. Everyone wants that when they take a picture of Triple H. But
you want it right now.
Look, of course, yeah, definitely, yeah. Who doesn't? But yeah, no, I mean, we knew it was going to happen. Like you said, it's he did it the first year. I think his initial thought when he first signed was he wanted to do a year-to-year deal. So at the end of his contract year, he just re-signed for another year. But I guess they locked him in for a multi-year deal this time around because he said he wasn't too sure how what his fame was going to be like in a year. Like
Right.
what, like, if people are going to be like interested in seeing him or,
Right.
so he has to continue that buzz going. And obviously right now with his brother, facing one of the MMA's top dogs pretty soon.
He's about to get fucking wrapped.
Yeah.
Okay?
So if you don't know there's, we know the Paul brothers, Logan and Jake, but there's another set of brothers called the Diaz brothers.
Dude,
And, they're murderers pretty much.
They're some fucking dogs, okay?
Yeah. So if you ever get into a fight with one of the Diaz brothers, and I'm gonna go get my bigger brother, and then Nate Diaz is like, well, I'm gonna get my brother. It's pretty much a wrap because you don't want either one of them come into a brother fight, a brother brawl.
Nate Diaz is like looks constantly like he's gotten in a fight. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, his face is always beat up. Like yeah, definitely. Yeah, they both look like they don't mess around. They both look like they're like kind of like they almost have like Neanderthal DNA,
right?
Almost like they have like the Cro-Magnon look. Like they're just like you could just tell they just don't like to talk. They just want to kick ass. But so with his brother being in that, and obviously with the Prime stuff and everything, and I'm assuming WWE's. I mean, I don't know. I didn't read any dirt sheets. I don't know any business dealings, but I'm assuming that Prime drink is going to be some type of sponsor for a WWE event at some point, or I mean, because if you notice,
already is.
Yeah. If you know that WrestleMania, we talked about this. Pretty much every match was almost sponsored by something. So that was kind of strange to see. Because you see like in AEW they'll have like DraftKings on the mat and stuff like that, but it seemed like each match at WrestleMania was sponsored by something, which is pretty weird. But anyway, I mean, I was like you said, he has figures coming out, merch probably popping out. I mean, that figure's already going for like $5,000 on eBay. If you didn't pre-order it. So, I mean, that dude's, he's money. There's no reason why they wouldn't sign him again.
Yeah, which, by the way, just we don't talk too much figures on here. But one thing I want people to be cautious about, I'm not sure who I saw post this. It might have been you, Marco. But be very aware. This is completely off the beaten path, off the road, should I say. But I saw people selling the Cody Rhodes Ultimate on eBay, which was actually the Supreme Series.
Yes, yeah.
For like triple the value or maybe quadruple the value. So just be wary if you're a new figure fan. Make sure you know what you're buying because they got some scoundrels out there. But anyways.
I seen a few. I seen I seen someone. I was on eBay and I was looking at something. I don't want to get, like you said, we don't want to get to the figure weeds. But there was someone was selling a set of CM Punk Walmart exclusive figures, and I'm like, I thought he only had one, right? He only had Walmart,
yeah, he's got
right?
he's got one Walmart.
The trunks and the jacket, right?
It's the AEW jacket.
Yeah. Someone said it was a set of two, and it was basically the regular figure without the shirt and then like the pants, CM pants.
Yeah.
And I was like,
the long boys.
Yeah, people are gonna fall for that stuff. Like they both. I mean.
Yeah,
I almost got freaked out when there was a Wardlow exclusive one, but apparently there is a Walmart Wardlow exclusive. Yeah, I thought that was a fake figure.
No, there is. Yeah, I didn't know that was one too. It's apparently coming out. But anyways, yes. But back to like real quick on Logan Paul. So we were kind of talking off air a little bit, and for some reason, social media is so weird, especially what catches on. So for some reason. Somebody had put up a picture. I don't remember the account, but it was basically like an F Mary kill situation.
Yeah,
but except like who should be the champ, and they listed a bunch of people like Cody and all the usual suspects. And then who should they hire? Like MJF, Kenny Omega.
Yep.
And then who should they fire? I think Braun, Logan Paul was on there as well too. And for some reason, like a lot of people start going after Logan Paul. Like, is this like go away heat or good heat in your opinion?
It depends on where it's coming from. Is it is it coming from? Is it coming from WWE fans?
Yes,
that's a good
point.
Is it coming from the IWC? Is it coming from AEW fans? I don't think AEW fans really care if Logan Paul signs, but it has to be IWC.
Right.
Fans that are But
I'm
I
pretty
mean,
sure
if
it's something like that.
it would have been
Hold
Braun
on.
for me easily.
Right.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's an easy one.
judging
Okay.
from the in-ring work, I mean, I'm going with Logan Paul to keep. I mean,
So the account was Black Mass Design. They do, I guess, a lot of graphics.
oh yeah, he does a lot of or she
Uh,
does a lot of cool graphics and stuff like that.
yeah. So that's who actually made it. And it just went wildfire. So just to kind of put everything in perspective, this is what put one wrestler WWE champion. They got Cody, Gunther, Bray Wyatt, which that's she could be somebody they're going to fire.
Yeah,
Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins. Hire one wrestler. You got Malachi Black, MJF, Kenny Omega, Jay White, Adam Cole. Adam Cole's not.
I mean, I'm going Kenny. That's my pick.
Yeah. Fire one wrestler. Theory, Braun Strowman, Logan Paul, Kevin Owens, and Finn Balor.
It's easily Braun on that one.
Easily Braun.
Yeah, like come on, like. Sorry, I mean, I like I'm a big meaty men slapping meat guy. Love when guys that like the big hosses are going at it.
Yeah.
Big fan of that, but I mean, out of that crew, sorry, Braun, dude, but you're out. I mean, Logan Paul, he's proven himself, dude. I mean, great buckshot lariat. Guys are natural in the ring, natural like charisma. Like people hate him.
Right.
I mean, Dominic might have him beat in that category right now, but he could learn a thing or two from Dominic Mysterio in the heat category. But I mean, anyway, no. I mean, that's the list is. I mean, pretty interesting. I like the idea.
Yeah.
But no. Braun's gone. Logan stays. There's no. I can see why people would hate him. Like I said, because not the most likable guy. But I mean, it's perfect for wrestling.
Well,
it's perfect for his position there.
And if you remember, like probably last year this time, to be honest, remember I was like, no way, Logan Paul.
Oh yeah, because of the the YouTube stuff and
just like his whole demeanor and just like some of his attitude towards like women and stuff like that. I just was never like a fan. I mean, honestly, he's changed a lot of that. Like he's come out and said like, "Hey, I was young and dumb," and look, hey, been there. I've been young and dumb, so I get that. Like if you are able to grow as a person, like that's fine. That's cool. Obviously he's great in the ring, and he gets great heat. And also, I wasn't a great fan of how they were trying to position him. They were trying to position him as a babyface at the time, and that's not really his fault. That's just WWE being WWE.
Yep.
But now I think they've kind of got it figured out a little bit. Like, hey, position, just position him how the internet people, just people in general just feel about him.
Yeah. Yep.
He's just a cocky, arrogant asshole.
I didn't get the like with Roman. I think they kind of they did it the right way. They just did it like, hey, it's Logan Paul trying to come in and
right
take something from Roman. That's how he should have always been marketed. Like he's an outsider. Obviously, people know he's an outsider. People hate the fact that he, just came in and gets all these opportunities. If you've seen any of the interviews during WrestleMania week, especially with Seth Rollins, him talking about guys coming in, blah blah. But dude's a natural talent. You can't deny that at all. He's good in the ring. Yeah, I mean, he's good on the mic. People hate him or love him, depends on the time of day. But I mean,
I this might be a little bit of a hot take here.
Hot takes here. Get your hot takes here.
I think Logan Paul should win the Money in the Bank. Thoughts?
I actually like that idea. That's like I'm grinning right now. That's it. That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, I mean, just imagine he carries that thing around on every impulsive podcast and wherever he goes. even like if he goes out to do any boxing matches, he's just got that in his hand.
Yeah, man.
You
No,
know?
that's a really good idea because then you can continue if you want to continue that feud with Seth Rollins, it could be a point where, like, in the match, Seth Rollins is going for that briefcase, and then Logan Paul snatches it from him, like steals it from under him. That can continue it, but no, that'd be awesome, dude. I like that idea because
and they've set the precedent already that it can be used on a U.S. title and Intercontinental title.
yeah.
I mean, what is that like? What we want to accomplish? No, but and it'll kind of get into Roman Reigns stuff here a little bit later on the show. But he's definitely not beating Roman Reigns for it.
Yeah, but he could beat someone else for it. Definitely, he could beat like a Cody or.
Yeah.
That's another rumor, but
right. So, but I just thought that
I like
would be
that.
good.
I don't hate it.
Yeah, God, I'm telling you, one day they're gonna give me the pencil.
For me with the Money in the Bank, a babyface should never win it. For me, anyway, because a babyface doesn't necessarily need the Money in the Bank. Like they could get a title shot just on their good merit and their whatever.
Yeah.
Being in that number one position. A heel needs that Money in the Bank briefcase. They're never going to get a title shot anytime soon because that's their position. But you get a guy like Logan Paul. You get a guy like Logan Paul. Put the fucking you put Prime on it, like the Prime.
Oh baby, now we're talking.
Make it like a bright blue or, dude. Pencil it in. Let's if you're listening out there, any WWE people, make it happen.
Prime in the Bank.
Prime in the Bank, dude. That's perfect. Because look, you got to think too. Like Money in the Bank is before or SummerSlam, right?
Money in the Prime.
There you go. That's enough. I mean, no, it's definitely happening because that's right. It is before Money in the Bank is before SummerSlam, right? It's like July or some shit.
Yeah. It's July.
Yeah.
It's I want to say it's July 4th weekend. It's of course it's gonna be in London this year. But I believe it's gonna be like July 4th weekend, something along those lines. So actually no, I remember now. I think it's July 1st, I believe. So yeah, pretty much July 4th weekend.
Yeah, he has to be in it. He has to be in it and he has to win it. That'd be great.
Yeah. I think it would be fantastic. So I say sign me up. God, man, I respect you, Booker man.
Booker man.
Anyways, another little piece of business I want to talk about real quick. So some news that just came out about an hour before we went live. Night of Champions is going to be in Saudi Arabia, but it's going to be the same weekend as Double or Nothing. So WWE being WWE.
Not the same night though, right? Is it?
No, not the same night, but it was the same weekend, I believe. Let me check my stats here, but I think I want to say it's like the 27th and then Double or Nothing is the 28th. Kind of like what they did with All Out this year. How they had Clash at the Castle.
Yep.
The Saturday, and then All Out was Sunday. They're doing it again. A battle of the events. Like I said, it just came out, but famously, probably that weekend, Clash of the Castle was probably the better event that weekend. I mean, I think there was some, of course, backstage issues. I think we had Brawl Out.
Yeah, that's right.
It was a bad weekend for AEW, unfortunately. And even like Tony was kind of had like sour grapes about the situation. Like, they booked it the same weekend.
It's the day before. Like, calm down, dude.
He kind of had a Larry David moment there. It's like, it's pretty shitty.
Yeah, it's like, come on, dude. It's not like, I think what's the same? There's an event. It's NXT's doing an event, right? The same day as on a Sunday. Is it all?
I think so.
Or All In? It's All Out, right?
All In is in Wembley. Yeah, I think they are. I think they're doing another event around there too. But
yeah, but I think it's on the same day this time. But
yeah,
I mean, it's a day before. It's not a big dude. Calm down.
I mean, if anything, to be honest with you, anything, it's going to put more eyes on wrestling.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a great
you know,
weekend.
Yeah, it makes it a great weekend. I do have to say, I mean, like this is classic WWE. You know, they've done this in the past to, you know, kind of overshadow certain events. They did it with WCW way back in the day.
Yep.
So it's like, whatever. You know, of course, I do like that AEW really doesn't do anything during WrestleMania week. I mean, I think it's a smart move too. You know, it's just like, okay, y'all have y'all thing. You know, we're gonna do our thing at another point. But you know, it's like a little shot over the bow, a little bit.
Yeah.
Just fine. You know, I mean, as much as I like AEW doing it to them, this is just WWE doing it cloak and dagger style. You know, like kind of just going behind you and cutting the kid, stabbing you. So I don't know. It should be an interesting weekend though. You know, and I want to say, I guess they're going to be doing King of the Ring that weekend. Because I think that's when they're supposed to be doing all that. I don't know, but it's being called Night of Champions. It'll be in Saudi Arabia. I don't know. So
surprised they're actually bringing that back again. The night that's been around in a while.
Yeah,
So.
right. Yeah, so we'll have Night of Champions and Double or Nothing same weekend. I mean, I'm here for it. You know,
I'm fine with it.
Give me all. Especially, you know, just give me, especially as Memorial Day weekend, give me all the wrestling, you know?
Oh, yeah, of course. Always.
You know, my wife will hate it, but tough shit, wife.
Yeah. Weekend's booked. Sorry.
No, I'm just kidding. She doesn't listen, so I'm good. She doesn't listen or watch, so we're fine. No, but I think it's time we get inside the ropes.
Collar and elbow.
Kind of a interesting way to start the week. Of course, last week we were discussing what could this Triple H SmackDown information had, you know, happening, you know. So look, Acefield just commented and said Night of Champions is instead of King of the Ring. So we're not even getting King of the Ring. Okay. Thank you, WWE, for announcing something and not announcing it, but anyway, so Triple H started off the week this week, started off SmackDown. You know, we all kind of thought it was going to be kind of more of the waving the corporate flag, like, hey, everything's fine, we're fine, we're good, don't freak out, we're good. Kind of throws a slider towards us, and he actually says, "Hey, the draft is back, baby. The draft is back." Let's see if I can find it real quick. I can't find it, but anyways, here we go.
It's time to shake things up around here.
I thought you were gonna play the welcome back thing.
Oh no. Where the hell have you been? We know he's back, but it's fine.
I enjoy destroying lives.
Oh man, we could. You know what? We could also do that too. The welcome back thing.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. I can't find it right now. This is whatever. Anyways, but so the draft is back. What's your thoughts?
It's gonna change the game, as he said. So,
oh my god,
I'm expecting. Well, here's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting some different criteria this time around. That's why he's saying that. I'm not sure what's gonna happen.
I'm not expecting that at all.
Might be maybe something with the titles. You never know. Titles might be splitting. We'll crown a new champion on Raw, that type of thing. That way, I don't know. That's what I'm thinking anyway. Because I don't think we talked about this last week really, but the rumors about Triple H, well, not Triple H, but like them going back and forth about the Universal title. Should it be gone? Should it just be changed over? I've heard like the big gold coming back at some point, and I don't know, but I could see this if he's saying something like where this is going to change the game. I can see them doing something drastic, either combining the women's titles, so like Rhea and Bianca.
I'd be down for that
and do that. So there's one title, and do the same thing with the Universal Championship, the Undisputed. Make that one title or something like that. It's gonna be something crazy. But yeah, no, I mean, I think we kind of talked about it last week. There were rumors of it coming back at some point. And I was reading someone said the real telltale sign of Triple H, taking over creative would be to have a draft. That way you're changing everything. You're changing everything. Anything that was prior to WrestleMania, all those storylines leading into WrestleMania, all that stuff, that was all planned before when Vince was around and all this stuff. So you have this draft, you mix everything up, and now you have new storylines and new pretty much everything new. I mean, like I said, in judging, unless Vince McMahon really got heavy on wrestling, in creative, SmackDown and Raw seemed pretty wrestling heavy to me. I mean,
yeah, I did.
Yeah. So I mean, unless Vince McMahon tried to do Leaf was like, yeah, let's do more wrestling. SmackDown was pretty much the same it's always been. Everyone was featured. Only wrestling oriented.
This right here tells me that he's back. To be honest with you, this is.
You think so?
Vince, yes. This is Vince wanting, this damn freaking draft. Like this is all you need to know right here. I think maybe, I will maybe backtrack on one part where maybe he isn't so much in the weeds, but I think this is part of the heavy storyline stuff that he's talking about, figuring out what's going to happen with Roman, booking Roman, but maybe booking the women's title, booking Money in the Bank, booking SummerSlam, that kind of thing, and then booking this draft. I mean, the draft wasn't even spoken about in the last, 7 to 8 months at all,
I mean, there was rumors of it popping up, like
I don't know
was
how
going to happen,
it
but it really didn't. It really didn't like come to fruition or anything like that.
Yeah,
but I mean, like I said, I see it as a positive because, like, if you're going to continue with the same people on the same show every week, you're going to get the same storylines. For me, anyway. Like, what can you do with SmackDown? Like, there's nothing you can really do. You have the Brawl Brutes against Imperium every week. You have
that's
exactly Bobby Lashley every week.
That's exactly what you're going to get with the draft. You're going to have.
Well, I think people are going to get broken up. I have a weird suspicion that the bloodline won't stay intact. I think they're going to get put on different shows.
Very possibly.
I think because you didn't see Jimmy this week on SmackDown, he's by himself. I think Jay's going to be by himself, dude. I think they're going to put Jay as a solo.
My problem is, and actually,
solo as a solo. That's
me and my guest actually from coming down the aisle this week, we discussed it, but. The major issue though is what they have to have be committed to it. Like, okay, if you're gonna do this, you're gonna have separate brands. Don't do any crossover, but unless you're if you're gonna keep one champion, that's fine. Let the champion bounce around, but that's it.
Yeah.
But how do you determine? But you're gonna still have to have crossover because how do you determine a number one contender? You go to a ranking system, Yeah. What do you do?
Yeah. I mean, I always see like the champions as like if they did respective, like the women's tag team, for instance, if they were to book it the right way, they should be floating. They should be on like if you're that primary champion. So you're the WWE tag team champions, right? Like say there's no Raw or SmackDown. You should have to defend on any show. At any time. That's how it should be, except for like the United States Championship and the Intercontinental, where they have their respective brands. But other than that, if you're like the main champion, like the women's champion or the men's champion, you should be like that person that defends it on either show.
And I'm all for that, but
it should be, but they're not.
How do you determine who gets the title shots?
It's another thing.
You know, but see that you have to be. And that, like this is obviously me, you know, but talking. But I don't want to see split champions. I don't. I'm done with the split champion thing. I'd rather see a roving champion.
Yep.
But I also don't want. I guess this is having my one of my cake and eat it too kind of thing. But I also don't want anybody roving over that's not a champion to different brands. Like stay committed to it.
Yep.
So how do you determine number one contenders? Do you say, okay, this month the SmackDown gets turn? Like you're having custody over a child?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's the unless you keep the. I mean, if they don't, unless they split the titles and like you said, just keep them on different brands again. I mean, that's the only thing you can really do.
But see, this is why I say the draft is what will solve this problem is don't do a draft, don't do a brand split. That's why I just don't do a brand split whatsoever, because that will solve all of your problems. You can have whoever go on whatever show whenever you need it.
Yep.
You can still have the roaming champion. We still have one champion. You still have all your parts intact, and then it just books you in a hole.
Yeah.
Pigeons you in a hole a little bit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, it's fun to see the draft. I get it. It's like, oh man, so and so. It's a ratings grab, though.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Yep, and I can see I'm assuming they're gonna do champions aren't affected unless they do well, actually the only champions that really can't be affected by it is Sami, KO, and Roman, because they have they're the undisputed champions, so technically it doesn't matter where they go. But the people that can be affected are Bianca and Rhea, and they have to do the title swap. Remember they did that with Becky and Charlotte.
God, it's so stupid.
Yeah, to put
stupid. Don't do
it is
fucking dumb.
But yeah, I don't. What did they say? It's in 2 weeks, right, or a week from now?
I don't even think they really said. They just said a couple weeks.
Okay.
They didn't even announce a date. I think they'll probably wait till after Backlash. I was assuming.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah,
Backlash
probably, because that's kind of it's kind of like the WrestleMania Backlash. It's like the last leg of those storylines or whatever. But the only thing I can think of is, I mean, what I'm thinking what they're gonna do is just to continue the bloodline storyline is because there's a talk of the Roman only wins because he has the help and stuff like that. He has Jimmy and Jay and Solo. I can see them break up the bloodline, put the Usos on Raw or something like that, and just leaving Solo with Roman on SmackDown.
He's riding solo. He's riding solo.
And now you have the storyline of oh no, Roman doesn't have the full bloodline now. Now here's the real story. Is he able to still keep his championship without the full bloodline intact with just Solo by his side, or maybe no one? Who knows? He may be by himself. That's what I mean. That's the only way you can really keep the bloodline story fresh, in my eyes, anyway. Is to kind of dismantle it, not break them up. Kind of like with the New Day. They didn't break the New Day up. I mean, they technically did, but they split them into different brands, and they didn't really have to fight and feud and do all that shit.
I mean, either way, you can also. I mean, this is be a way to get the wise man over, where he makes his little moves, sneaky little moves to keep the bloodline intact. Let's see, we got a comment here. Oh, Mike Bellcaster in the house. The RAWDOWN Crew running wild, brother. Mike is he's Team WWE now ever since he went to WrestleMania. So.
Yeah, I noticed that he's all on board now. He's a Fed brain. Right. He's a Fed head.
He's a Fed head. He's like, that WWE is so hot right now. Cody.
Exactly. There you go.
Look at that. What a great guy, Mike Bell.
Was Mike the dude that was he the guy in the video that was flipping out after Cody lost? And he was punching.
Yeah, that was him.
Did you see that? Yeah, I knew it. I knew he really got into it.
It was legit Mike Bellcast.
That dude was so mad. That guy was freaking punching his seat. And freaking,
Oh, man.
I hate you.
Hey, it's still real to him, damn it.
Jeez, he's a little nightmare, as Cody called him.
So bad. Of course, you can if you're listening to the audio version, of course you can always watch us live on YouTube and all his social media. Comment along with us. So another little fun little thing we got going on. But yeah, so I don't know. The draft is whatever, I guess I'm just gonna, I could complain all I want, but it's not gonna change anything. So
yeah,
whatever,
I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna tweet about it. That Triple H, that's the greatest promo ever.
Mike Belkester says I left the day before Cody lost just because I was so pissed. The draft is best. It's best for business. Well,
it is.
Well, what? Maybe AEW's business. So, anyways, I don't know. They're just capitalizing on past history, and it's like something more fresh.
It's a ratings grab, and
it is.
I said, we'll see. I mean, he said he's going to change the game, so I'm assuming there's going to be some new, like I said, new criteria, some new ways of doing it. There's not going to be.
Wait, hold on. I think we just got the first pick of the draft right now. Stardust.
Oh man, wow. Yes.
Stardust is
making his return. When we see those promos coming soon on Raw, and you see like the little vignettes.
Where was he from the fifth dimension?
Yeah, like what was it? The fifth dimension of Cosmic Wasteland, dude. Remember that? Remember that crew?
Love you, Bo. Just popped in and say what's up. WWE's to WWE. I'm cool with it. Let Paul do his thing. Love you, Mike. All right. Let's see. What else happened this week on we got new women's tag champs.
Yes.
In an interesting fashion. I guess we can go ahead and head over to Raw real quick. Raw, they had a lot of folks had some travel issues going to Seattle.
Wonder what happened. I think TK put in a call. It was like started calling in some threats.
Oh yeah,
maybe down in some flights.
This week, there was travel issues, but there was a women's tag match. I would assume this was supposed to probably go on last. I feel like,
I don't
know. I think that's kind of. It was in a weird spot. It was like, I want to say like the second or third segment of the night, which is typically is just like popcorn match city.
Yeah, it went on pretty fast. It looked like because it did say a lot of people arrived like during the show. Like
right.
a lot of like I think like for one, I was thinking like Sami and what do you call it? What's his name? Bro.
Riddle.
I can't think of his name.
Riddle.
Riddle. Yes. Jeez, what the hell? They showed up like at the last hour. Like
you've been smoking that Riddle $420?
Pretty much. I think so. Yeah. I think he got his brain. But yeah, no. It looked like, and I was even telling my wife because she was watching a little bit of it during the tag match. I was like, it looked like not that like Becky Lynch was heavy makeup or anything like that, but it didn't look like she was like ready for the match. Like it looked like. No, it looked like she just threw on her gear and like went out there. Like
right, yeah.
She looked very like natural, like no, not like caked up makeup or anything like that. Like just a natural look. I'm like, did she wear like because you notice those types of things. Even
right.
I mean, it did kind of, it was kind of weird. Like the whole night was pretty weird. I mean, it was really wrestling heavy. Like I said, like kind of mentioned earlier, there's really no promos. It was like very few, if anything. But I wasn't mad at it. I was enjoying the matches. Dude, freaking Bronson Reed and Bobby Lashley, that's match of the week for me, pretty much. I mean, if you didn't see that match, go out and watch it. It was pretty awesome.
It was good.
But yeah, that was like a weird feud to watch. Like I don't think that match was supposed to happen. I think it was supposed to be Theory or something like that. I think it was supposed to be like Theory and it was some like other match that was supposed to happen with Bronson Reed, and then obviously Theory wasn't there. He also had travel issues. I think Seth Rollins as well. It was supposed to be some like weird interaction, but I mean, I'm glad we got the Bronson Reed, Bobby Lashley like fight, because then they had that brawl at the end, and it was pretty sick. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, it was a weird night. I mean, it was weird that they won. It was even weirder that Trish Stratus turned her back on the.
Let's go forward real quick. So there was a promo. I can't remember who was doing the promo, and then all of a sudden you hear this kind of shouting from Liv and Raquel.
I forget.
I forgot who it was, but then you hear some shouting from Liv and Raquel. The cameras hurry up, go, which I like. This was cool to show Lita. She was like, attacked, and
Yep.
we heard those famous words. She had to go to a local medical facility. The old LMF, baby. Anyway, so she, obviously, and then like there was like, oh yeah, and your match is like now, like, oh, what the hell? So last minute, Trish fills in. Trish gets pinned.
Yep.
Via, I guess you could call schoolgirl.
Yep.
Just completely blindsided. And we got new tag champs. It is what it is. I mean, I do have to say real quick. Yeah, I mean, the pairings random. However, they had some kind of matching gear going on. So
yeah, they've been doing that.
Okay.
They did that. They've been doing that on SmackDown for a little bit. They did at WrestleMania.
Right.
They have their little entrance thing that they do. That like twirl thing. They have like that little like they work well as a tag team.
But why didn't Shayna and Ronda get this opportunity? Because they're the ones that won the.
And that's the other thing is, I was reading something. There was something about Ronda. She's like not anywhere to be like found. Like she like kind of disappeared.
She's a cancer in that.
So who knows? I mean, maybe that was a last minute decision. Hey, we can't get Ronda and Shayna. Now we got to get
She is an absolute Shayna Baszler. Do yourself a favor, and that's why she's not getting the push that she's surrounding herself with a freaking cancer, Ronda Rousey.
Yeah,
that's the issue right there. Do yourself a favor and unlink yourself from the woman. Okay, she's doing nothing but harm to your career right now. Good Lord. Anyways. Yeah, I mean that probably makes sense. I mean, it just, I mean, I just don't know why you have to take the titles off that. I mean, I know you're trying to shoot an angle.
Yeah.
Why does it have to be so quick? Like, what? I mean, are they looking to do Trish and Becky at Backlash? You think?
Probably, yeah.
To me, that's more of a SummerSlam match.
That's what I did. So I did see a rumor that it was going to be SummerSlam. For that match, but it seems like I don't know. It depends on where Lita lies in it. Is she like, what's the storyline? Like, I'm assuming like, Trish is going to come out next week and be like, "Here's why I did this." Did you think she attacked Lita? You know that happened, or like, do you think?
I would have to assume, but watch this.
Hear me out.
What if they just kind of, they could do the Backlash thing and do some long-term storytelling, end up at SummerSlam with a match. They can have matches back and forth. You have one at Backlash, you have one in Money in the Bank, the old trilogy, and end up at SummerSlam and do it inside Hell in a Cell.
You could do that, and then I think the right thing to do would be if Lita's like, depending on if she's good, if she's healthy, have a rematch at Backlash with Lita and Becky against Liv and Raquel.
Yeah, maybe they go that.
They could do that and be like, because they technically didn't. I mean, it could be like that story, like, hey, we technically didn't lose our titles because my partner wasn't in the ring with me. That type of. They could go that route, and then maybe Trish comes out during that match, and that's how you prolong it, like continue it that way.
Or what about this? Lita and Trish are known to be friends. What if Lita faked the injury?
And it's Lita and Trish against Becky. I can see that. I think Huh? I didn't think about who sides with Becky.
I mean, she's going to be the babyface, so she's going to go up against, this Hall of Fame duo,
But who's going to be her partner though? There's no.
Well, I mean,
Does she call her a good friend? Does she try to make amends with Bailey?
I don't know about that.
Well, I mean,
it's not anything with Bailey. It just would be weird storytelling. They just had a feud.
I mean, you can see they planting the seed for a breakup of Damage Control anyway. So
maybe she calls out that weirdo Ronnie.
Maybe she hits up Shayna Baszler.
Yeah.
Look, you want to go far? Like J Bone said, because I was listening to the Raw Down. Detach yourself from weirdo Ronnie and come with me. But yeah, I don't know. It's like I said, we have to see the storyline. We have to see what Trish says. What's the what was the motive behind it? Was it a plan between her and Lita to do it, to get the belts off of them? I don't know. It's interesting. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this was the big story going into Raw all night for the most part. We also saw too Cody gave a great promo. Looks like it's gonna be Cody Brock at Backlash. Yeah, I'm here for it. Cool. It's good. He actually dropped Matt Cardona's name sort of in the promo.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
kind of in a around way. He said, my good friend Matt said that if you're in the main event, you're doing something right.
Yeah, everyone thought he was talking about Matt Jackson. I seen a lot of people. I'm like, he was obviously not talking about Matt Jackson.
No, because that's been a quote from Cardona himself. So.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, that's why unless people are just trolling. But I've seen a few people post like pictures of him. They're like, that's who he's talking about. I'm like, no, he wasn't talking about Matt Jackson. He probably doesn't even talk to them dudes at all.
People are dumb, and I don't respect them.
Marks. But anyway, there was that. He also spoke about the rubber chicken.
Yeah, he did drop the rubber chicken.
Yeah, he spoke about everyone. He answered everyone back about he heard you all talking about he heard you talking about how he needed adversity and he shouldn't have won it anyway. Well, he heard everyone. He reads the internet, you guys.
He does. So. And it was a very good promo. I have to say I'm super impressed with him. Of course, that leads the question who's going to beat Roman. Of course, I mean, at this point, I still think Cody's the guy. I was listening to Click This week, and then they were talking about this. Should Cody have been the guy? And Kevin Nash brought up a good perspective with this. And he's not trying to dismiss Cody at all. So I'm paraphrasing, of course, what he said, but is he like that Steve Austin guy? Is he like Stone Cold Steve Austin level babyface? No, he's really not. So Roman is on this incredible streak. Keep it rolling until you get. I mean, and he kind of compared it to himself, like until you get to Steve Austin. Otherwise, you're just gonna have, a diesel, basically.
Yeah.
He compared it to himself. I mean, he was, I like Kevin Nash. I respect his opinion.
Oh, what does he mean? Like Nash, a cattle prod?
Yeah. No, but I mean, like how he had his WWE run was quote unquote the worst run in the 90s. He just make sure, because this balloon is so big. I mean, just make sure that when you go to ready to pop it, it's the right needle you're using.
Yeah, but at the same time, who is?
Well, that's the problem. I mean, he said, if it's not him, then wait 7 years, do a Bob Backlund run, do a Bruno Sammartino run until it is, But he goes, you got to be 100% right on this. And I definitely see his point.
Yeah.
And like I said, he's not like trying to bury Cody Rhodes because I mean, he lumped Shawn, he lumped Brett, he lumped, all these greats that we know.
With
Cena,
Cody Rhodes, yeah.
As far as like, they're kind of like the same situation. Like, yeah, they could probably do good. Like we were talking about Shawn. Yeah, he could be a good champion. Let's start on him.
Yeah.
That's kind of what Cody was like. Yeah, he can do it. Let's throw it on him. Unless you're Steve Austin ready, unless you're Hogan ready, that's when you need a strike. So, it makes, I guess, kind of clarify things, put things in a little bit more perspective.
Yeah.
To with the whole Cody situation. So
yeah, and I've seen the other side too. I've seen like Dax on his podcast thinks Cody should have won that night.
Yeah,
I think Jeff Jarrett, same thing. He thinks WWE missed the opportunity
right.
for it would have just been a moment. That's all.
Right.
You got to continue after. Like what happens after he wins? Who's the next contender?
Right.
Like if you look at it, like you are like Kevin Nash is right. It's Roman's not ready to lose yet. He's not like you have to build someone to his level.
Right.
For him to be beaten. Or I mean not even his level, better. Like that and has to be there, but then like just a smidge above Roman as far as like, it doesn't have to be popularity. It's just like, just overall like Roman, like the essence, like the overall package, like everything. It has to be that total opposite. Like Rock Austin, perfect example. Yep. Like they were the perfect polar opposites of each other. Like that's money right there. Those two, like you had Stone Cold, big baby face. You had to build that mega heel, that mega star heel as well. And that was The Rock at the time. I mean, and they did it perfect. Like now we're opposite. Now you have this mega heel, and now you need this mega baby face. And he is right. He's actually, I like his better. I didn't like I mean, obviously I respect like Dax and because obviously they're in the business. They know a lot better than we do. But like at the same time, it would have been just a moment. Like, hey, Cody won, and then Monday night would have been like, what do we do now? What's the next story? Like,
what do you want to talk about?
Yeah. And then, it just makes you think about like all those other people, like Seth Rollins, like why he, like you've seen his interviews, why he thinks he should have been, main eventing against Roman and stuff like that. But is he that level of a babyface that can take down Roman? Or are we just going by the storyline that Roman never actually beat him? Is that enough to outweigh the magnitude of what Roman's doing right now? I don't know.
It fits Cody's story. Going back to AEW, if you remember, he first challenged Chris Jericho, who's Jericho's first challenger, and says, "All right, if I don't win, I'm never challenging for the AEW World Title again."
Yep.
This fits the story. So then he never could ever, he never got the title. He's never. Yep. The only thing he's really ever held was the NWA World Champion, but it's in order to just have this snowball effect. Now I'm going to ask you this question. Does Cody need to beat Brock at Backlash?
Does he need to beat him? No.
He doesn't need to beat him.
I don't think he needs to beat him.
Elaborate.
If they're going to go with the adversity thing, and he needs to prove himself and he needs to gain more of an edge as far as being a babyface, I think he should lose against Brock.
Well, my only thing is...
Have a feud with Brock. Don't just have one. I feel like if he beats Brock, it's just a one match, one and done. And then what do you do with Cody after that? I feel like if he loses against Brock, now you can continue the storyline into... whatever the next pay-per-view is, which is what, the Night of Champions or whatever.
Right, yeah, Night of Champions.
Money in the Bank, whatever.
He might show up. Brock might show up there. It depends on what Brock's situation is, because we never really know.
Like pummel him, even if he, I don't see. That's the thing. Like even if he wins, I think Brock just needs to beat the shit out of him. a lot. that's I mean, in this match anyway, not constantly.
What about if Brock beats the shit out of him and then he squeaks by with a win?
That I mean, all right, I'm fine with that then. Like a schoolboy or something where he gets, Brock disqualifies himself or some shit.
Yeah.
That way you can kind of continue the story, because I feel like this match will be a one and done for some reason. Like this is just a filler.
That's what I feel like.
Match for Backlash, and then after that, what's next for Cody? Who do you pit him against? Who's his next opponent? Like,
well, and that's kind of the problem. You really only have like Roman as heel, maybe Walter, and then that's it.
And the other side of this too is like, I'm not sure if they're kind of teasing this. This is probably my own conspiracy brain. But it seems like, to me, that Paul Heyman has something to do with Brock Lesnar attacking Cody.
Yes.
Like he's like a hired gun, essentially.
Right. Yeah, it feels like that way too.
Because
yeah.
every time they ask Paul Heyman about why Brock would do it, he changes the question. And he starts talking about Sami and KO. And so I have a feeling this is just like an extension of like, kind of going behind Roman's back. Because they obviously they're doing like the bloodlines slowly but surely, going away, or something's gonna happen with it. This could be one of those things. This could be like, Paul Heyman going, I don't know, man. I witnessed Cody almost take out Roman Reigns. Like he had him, right? And Cody said it. What do I do? Like I'm the wise man. He looks to me for answers. Like I got to protect Roman Reigns at all costs. What do I do? I reach out to fucking Solo. Couldn't get it done. He beat Solo, remember?
Right.
What do I do? Oh man, the only person I know that I can confide in and go to is Brock Lesnar. Go behind Roman's back and say, hey, take care of the Cody Rhodes problem for me.
And then take care of my lightweight, dog.
Yeah, take care of this, and then obviously Cody, perseveres against Brock Lesnar, and now it's like I'm waiting to see how this unfolds. So if he loses, right, Brock Lesnar, and then they interview like Paul Heyman about Cody beat Brock Lesnar. What do you think? And he's like all disheveled, like.
See, that's my thing.
And then you'll be like, oh shit, he did have something to do with it. Like he is putting these obstacles in front of Cody.
Even if he didn't have something to do with it,
yeah,
and he is disheveled. That's my thing. If Cody is truly the next guy, Roman's beat Brock, last few times.
Yeah, yep.
Cody's got to beat Brock, because then it's really gonna be like, oh, we got trouble here, So
yeah, okay,
because it's
sense.
like Roman could be thinking like, okay, yeah, I mean, like he got a couple of lucky shots. Eventually I went one. It is what it is. Sometimes you get your lucky shots, but I'm still in that God mode,
Yep.
But then he sees Cody beating Brock, even if it's like where Brock is dominating the match, and then Cody squeaks by the win, he still gets the win, right?
Yeah.
It still protects Brock. You still, and then you still elevate Cody to the next level. But the problem is, you still got to go through several more bosses, so to speak, to get to Roman.
Yeah.
So who are those bosses going to be? I mean, I do think, at some point, I feel like, I don't know how you do it really, but I feel like you need to take the title off Gunther soon.
Yeah.
But you got to do it in a way that protects him, because you still want him to be, mainly only because I think it would elevate Gunther. I feel like it kind of pigeonholes him right now. Like he's only relegated to the mid card, but you gotta be able to elevate some of these badass heels,
Yeah.
So that Cody can knock them off one by one. I will say this too, and I was very critical of the match. Omos and Brock, put him in front of Omos.
Yeah.
Do that. Turn Bobby Lashley heel. Do that. Let him have a, take, if you could take, or if you're not going to take it off of Gunther, take the U.S. title off of Theory. Yes, he's not a big threat, but it's just he's just going to be one of those nagging threats,
Yeah. Yep.
And that just where Cody just gets on this roll and he's just beating heels after heels after heels, and then you get to whenever you're ready to get to where he beats Roman, he's ready. So
yeah, and you gotta put Seth in there at some point too.
Yeah. You gotta have another match. I mean, they're too good together to not. So, and I think that could be a match where you could have some adversity, where Seth goes over. Maybe you could even do something where Money in the Bank, where it's a number one contender match kind of thing, or before Money in the Bank. Before SummerSlam, whoever wins this gets the match with Roman, and then Roman costs Cody the match because he's so nervous about what's happened with Cody. He beat Brock, he beat this guy, So you give Seth the win. You have your Seth Roman match at SummerSlam. God, I am booking the fucking territory right now. Gave me the fucking pencil. This is literally coming to me.
Where does Cody show up at SummerSlam then? Who does he face?
Well, you could do a Brock rematch, or maybe Brock cost him the match too,
True.
Part of that hired gun situation, like you just mentioned. And then that's when it's revealed. Maybe Paul Heyman comes out, gives him a wad of cash or something, Brock leaves. And then you have your rematch at SummerSlam. So I don't know. It's a lot of good opportunities out there, they're definitely in reset mode. So
yeah,
the picture's not really clear, but I think soonish it'll be kind of revealed what's going on. So at least by Night of Champions, I think. So,
yeah, definitely.
I guess let's see. Is there anything else we need to talk about in Raw and SmackDown?
Let's see.
Did we get everything?
I think that's
That's about it.
anything on SmackDown. Yeah, there's nothing crazy on SmackDown. No, that's it.
Okay,
yeah.
let's do this. Match of the week, baby.
I just thought of another match. Actually, there was a couple of matches that were actually really good.
Well, go ahead, because I know you talked about Lashley and Bronson Reed.
Yeah, I did enjoy that match. Honorable mention, Alpha Academy and the Usos was really good as well.
That was good. Yeah,
that entertained the crowd. They were going. They were all in.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever seen them face each other before. Alpha Academy and the Usos. Is that the first time or no? They may have faced each other.
I think they've faced before. I don't know. But
it was really good, man. Like it was a it established like the Alpha Academy is because they're supposed to be heels, right? But they're like technically the faces for this match because the Usos are bad guys.
What's
and
going
the crowd
on, Vasquez?
What's going on, dude? But yeah, the crowd was behind Alpha Academy, dude. They were all in when Chad Gable did the one.
Yeah,
and he was just like, shoo. The crowd went nuts, dude. Yeah,
I think Alpha Academy is baby faces.
Are they baby face now?
It feels like they are.
Okay. I mean, well, yeah, no, you could definitely tell the crowd was way into it. That was like another one of those weird matches that happened on Raw that probably wasn't supposed to happen.
Right.
But it turned out to be good though. I enjoyed it.
I loved Imperium and Brawling Brutes.
Oh yeah, that was actually really good too.
It was really, really good. So one of my predictions for the new year, which I don't think is going to happen, but I still think it could. You still have the ability to do it. Is having 6-man titles in WWE. It's still you still have that option with Imperium and Brawling Brutes, and I don't know what Big E situation is going to be if if he's going to be able to make a comeback. Of course, if not, then no big deal. I mean, I say no big deal, but all the best to him. But imagine like that would be a good way to kind of regenerate the New Day. If they become the first trios champions, or 6-man champions, whatever you want to call them. Anyways, that's kind of off the beaten path, but and it made me think about that again. Like, Imperium versus Brawling Brutes. Both have just such a great rivalry. So I don't know. So, anyways, what is there any other matches you want to talk about? I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that was it for that. Yeah, just those two. Just I like it. KO and Solo was actually really good too, as well. They're always a good match together. But yeah, no, that Bronson Reed, Bobby, that one I think that one is my favorite because it surprised me because I thought it was going to be sort of good, but just watching it and the way they were working together, and Bobby Lashley doing his Bobby Lashley stuff, like freaking doing that freaking like choke slam that he did, and then like them both getting counted out, and then them brawling afterwards. I was entertained. That's gonna be my match of the week. I'm actually, like I said, that's a weird feud that I never expected would.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
Happen because it's kind of. I mean, it's like out of left field.
Why in the world did we not get that on night 2 instead of like Miz and Snoop Dogg fiasco?
Yeah, that would have been perfect. Like Bobby Lashley comes out and like because they already had that like. Oh no, that happened on the night after.
Well, it was Bronson Reed was the runner up to the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
That's right. Yeah,
that's who Bobby eliminated to win.
That's right. They could have.
So you could have easily done that.
Like, they could have. Yeah, they could have.
It didn't have to be a Matt Classic. Just do a 7. I think Bobby Lashley got completely screwed this year.
Yeah, he should have been there.
He got absolutely screwed. I mean, he had such a good year too, and I mean, how do you do that to a former WWE champion? I don't understand that, but
the curse of Bray Wyatt. That's what it seems like. Everyone that interacts with Bray Wyatt seems to get
lying.
Kind of curse. I mean, Seth Rollins kind of brought it up during one of his interviews.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I forget. It was like
Like it was recent
last year. It wasn't. It was pretty recent.
Okay,
it wasn't during WrestleMania time. It was an interview he did with Ariel Harwani, and
I think I kind of remember this.
He talked about like him being having his run as champion, stuff like that, but WWE not really making him the the face of the company, essentially, just having him as champion. They never like kind of had that confidence in him to be that like megastar that they needed. But then he said it kind of happened during the Bray Wyatt thing. He's like talented guy, great, love him, and all that stuff. He was like, but he seems like he's kind of like a black hole, essentially. when you have a feud with Bray Wyatt, you kind of get just like sucked in, and you into obscurity, pretty much. And I mean, Bobby Lashley kind of escaped it. I mean, it could have been an awful match. That's something we didn't get to witness, which is good. So
yeah. Well, let's do this. We haven't done this in a little while. Let's see who won the week.
Who won the week?
Dang.
Raw or SmackDown? Red pill, blue pill.
Wow. I mean, they both had very good wrestling this week.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with Raw because it was weird and it seemed like it was really off the cuff. A lot of the matches, they're just throwing matches out there. Freaking Alpha Academy and Usos, get out there. Bobby and Bronson, get out there.
Yeah.
Trish, you turn on Becky. All right, it's your turn. Like,
they did a good job. They did a good job with the circumstances. I feel like
Io winning too. That was another surprise.
Oh, that's right.
Io, number one contender for the Raw Women's Championship. So
yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah. I'm gonna go with Raw too. I think it was like, it was definitely like you could tell it was like well, what's happening? Like, but it was made for good TV. It was like, well, what's gonna happen next? You know?
Yeah.
But it was definitely interesting. I don't know. The whole draft situation, like we talked about, kind of took me out of SmackDown a little bit. It's like,
Yeah.
Although, like I said, the Imperium Brawling Brutes match was fantastic, but nonetheless, yeah, I'm gonna go with Raw. So I think, man, this is pretty abbreviated episode this week.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. I mean,
yeah, it wasn't like not a lot. We're on the road to Backlash, baby.
Yeah.
And then, but this year we will not have Mr. Backlash.
Oh, yeah, that's upsetting. Is he really going to be Mr. Backlash now that he's missing Backlash? Will he have someone take the Mr. Backlash title from him? We might have to see who's on the card, and then go backwards, see how many Backlashes they've been on.
Maybe Joe Styles can come back and do this.
But I'm not good enough to call Backlash.
Yeah, we might have to reassess who Mr. or Mrs. Backlash. That's another thing, depending on
yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Who would be Mrs. Backlash? Let me think about that.
Had to be Natalia, right? I feel like she's been every single freaking. I think she actually has like the record of most like matches ever and for a woman in WWE history.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
So she might have to be Mrs. Backlash.
I think she's been there since Jim Neidhart and Bret Hart split up. I think that's how long she's been there.
She was there when Hulk slammed that stinky giant.
Yeah, the big stinky giant. Dude.
But yeah, we have to crown a Mrs. Backlash.
I'll have to go look back at the stats, but let's get this a plug.
Hey yo!
All right, everybody. Thank everybody for watching and tuning in. Marco, what you got? What y'all got going on for the Chick Holy Show?
We'll be we're actually recording tonight, I believe. We're doing a all figures episode. Just going back and looking at the past couple of weeks of all the reveals and stuff like that. Probably go over anything that we picked up, but yeah, that's pretty much it. If you listened already, obviously, the What the Heel is out now. With
that's right. Yes, congratulations.
Yeah, with that first episode is Big Boss Man. So we take you through his the story of Big Boss Man and how he was pretty much always a heel, not the nicest of guys. And he really came into his own during the Attitude Era. We're working on the next episode, trying to decide who it's going to be. I think we're throwing out feelers in the Facebook group. A lot of people have given us suggestions on like Triple H or I'm thinking Jake the Snake. We might do some 91 to 92 Jake the Snake. I think that might be next on the What the Hill, because he was quite the not the nicest of guys.
Wasn't,
but
trust me.
Yeah, so yeah, very excited. Like I said, great. I mean, it's a good show. It's very evergreen. It's not up to date. You can pretty much listen to it whenever.
Yeah.
So that's what we're kind of going for. Still, open mics on hiatus a little bit, just trying to work out the kinks. I want to get start doing maybe some like live shows.
Whoa.
Kind of like how we're doing here. So get
Nice.
the StreamYard set up,
Nice.
and just have to reach out to the next round, I guess, for it. But yeah, I want to start going like kind of live everywhere in the Facebook group, because you can do that.
That's cool.
Obviously like Twitch and all that stuff. But yeah, so trying to work that out, see how that goes. And other than that, yeah, Chick-fil-A show rolls on.
I don't remember if y'all answered this question on What the Hill, but have you ever been down to Cobb County, Georgia?
I think we actually kind of talked about that, but
Okay.
we were both very frightened of
Oh, that's right. I
going
did
there
remember
because
I've been there actually.
oh no. Did you serve hard times there?
No, I didn't. Well, not there. But, no, I actually go there, I'd say frequently, but whenever I have to go travel for work, usually that's where I'm going. I'm going to Marietta.
If you
Georgia.
ever such a jam. That song.
Oh,
Yeah,
man. That
yeah,
song
just-
slaps.
like we know, justice for nails, as always. Hashtag justice for nails.
Justice for nails. You know, when I was like
in jail.
when I was like 5 or 6, I wish I have a picture of it. Maybe eventually I'll have to find something. But I definitely went as Big Boss Man for Halloween one year.
You know, I think you showed us that picture before. Did you?
Maybe I don't know because I don't know where it's at. But yeah, I definitely. And of course, everybody was like, "Oh, you're a cop." I was like, "Get the fuck out of here!"
You actually look like a guy.
I'm Big Boss Man, bro. Get the fuck no. My mom hooked it up. Like she had like the thing that said the Big Boss Man. Like it was like. I was like, what
Do you like that
no, I
dude
ain't no
at
cop.
during WrestleMania weekend? The one that
Yes.
everyone did. He got kicked out of WrestleMania.
He got
'cause
kicked out. Yeah.
People thought he was a real
Excuse
cop.
me. Stop impersonating police, sir. Get out of here.
Are you really a wrestling fan if you don't know who Big Boss Man is? Like, come on, dude. That's upset. That makes me sad.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, it was a great show. Good job for both of y'all for new show. I dig it a lot. So, yeah, this week coming down the aisle, you can head over to comingdowntheaislepod.com right now. Well, I'll say right now, it's not available yet, but tomorrow morning, go ahead and follow, and you can listen to other shows. But this week I've got Matt from Extra Cooler Show, Pod Foundation brethren. It's kind of funny. We actually talked a little bit about King of the Ring. But I guess that's not going to happen now.
Oh no!
Busting our balloon there. But anyways, it's all good. But this week we watch Big Van Vader versus Cactus Jack from Halloween Havoc, 1993, baby.
Actually, watched that a couple months back. Actually, I watched that whole show.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
It's a good show too. Yeah. Was it Flair and Luger? Or Flair and Sid? Flair was a babyface. I can't remember. Right now.
Yeah, I think it was Flair. Was it Flair and Sid?
I can't remember now. Anyway, but I remember Flair was a babyface in the match or that night. But yeah, it's good show. Good match. Check that out. And then I think Miles and I we've been trying to set to record the last couple of weeks, but holiday stuff is kind of getting in the way. So this week we're going to be recording, I believe, this weekend. Our list. We've kind of been a little bit on hiatus where I've been sick and we had holidays and things like that. So looks like we'll only have one. Might be able to squeeze another list in this month. But we're going to try to record this weekend. So I believe we're doing Jake the Snake. You talked about Jake the Snake, but we're going to be doing top 10 Jake the Snake matches.
Nice.
Out. About it. And of course, you young pukes here. I guess I'll plug his shit. I'll get his shit in, pal. Make sure you follow the Titantron on Instagram. Check out all the updates. I don't know when he's going to be dropping another episode. Probably this weekend, I assume. But
maybe
check out the Titantron. Go follow the Titantron for all the updates and all that stuff. So, all right. Oh, I got it, baby. I'm going to do this all by myself. Folks, thank you for tuning in and watching on shortened and but good episode, action-packed episode of the RAWDOWN. Of course, you can head over to theturnbuckletavern.com for all of your Turnbuckle Tavern needs. Make sure you're following us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Of course, hit that subscribe button if you're listening on watching on YouTube right now, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, Discord. Join our Discord channel. And of course, you can head over to Pro Wrestling Tees, ProWrestlingTees.com/tavern. Of course, you can pick up your Boney Shivani shirts, your Boney Khan shirts. Don't pick up, you can pick up a RAWDOWN shirts, but don't worry about the other ones. Just pick up the Boney Shivani because I am your RAWDOWN champion right now. And the champion deserves love. So make sure you pick up your shirts. And of course, you've got Teespring as well, too. Teespring, you got your. Teespring's a little bit more outlaw land there. Pick up your Mr. Backlash shirt. I've been meaning to pick up a Mr. Backlash shirt. I need to go do that. And get some stickers. Get your Boney Con stickers, your RAWDOWN stickers. Put the young Anthony on a toilet seat, you know, something like that. Get your stickers, get them while they're out, you know. And of course, you could call the tavern 304-404-2004. Shout out to Austin and of course Colton calling in. Let's hear from the other tavern nights. You know, if you like what you're hearing with RAWDOWN, you know, let us know. So check it out, 304-404-2004. All right, folks. Thank you once again for tuning in, and you know, as always,
Life sucks, and then you die.